YouTube. It's Andrew from Bushcraft and Chisel here. So, as a bushcrafter, at some point you're going to want to make the big investment in your kit of purchasing yourself a knife. And by a knife here, I'm talking about kind of a one-tool option type of knife. So I'm not talking about a folding knife or a multi-tool or a Mora, for example. Although I do carry a Mora, and I always will. I carry the Mora Companion, which I put on a lanyard around my neck. But what I'm actually talking about is, a fixed blade, full tang, big knife that can be used for most of the tasks that you're ever going to want to perform in the field. And there are a lot of attractive and expensive options to fulfill this role. So I'm going to cycle a few options here in the video for you to have a look at. But I guess the real question I'm going to ask is, do I really have to spend that much money on a tool such as this? Or can I get away with spending less money? So really the objective of this video is to see whether I can take an MTech knife, MTech being a company that has quite a poor reputation, yet produces knives mass manufactured from China, that appear to look a lot like regular, more expensive options. So if I take one of these, can it perform the duties that I would expect it to perform? Can it baton through wood? Can it process a bough from a fallen tree? Can it produce tent pegs? It can put a point on a stick essentially. Can I use it to strike a fire steel? All of these type of questions. So that's what I'm aiming to address with this video. Someone might do themselves a nasty on this, so I think I might just clean this up a bit as well. Right, let's see if I can scalp this this bow with the MTech I've got here. Trying to move slowly and carefully here, making sure that every single cut I make with the MTech is considered, so that I'm not at any point putting my legs in danger or my arms in danger, and making sure that I'm not going to get a cut off of a rebound slice on things. So just all very careful and considered. let's not knock the tripod over. So one of the things I'm keen to try is to see if this MTech will be able to baton through wood successfully. We'll take a look at a few knotty pieces of wood later on, but for the time being I need a baton. And the ideal one, I'm thinking, is one that's going to be from about the length of my wrist to the length of my shoulder, and the bore of the piece of wood I would want to be about the same kind of width as my wrist itself. So that's just what I'm looking at here. So here we go, batoning through some wood. Ideally I'd always like to have a nice flat tree stump available that I could sit my piece of wood to be batoned on top of. But the reality of where I've chosen to stop here is that there just isn't a nice piece of wood like that lying around. So what I've done is I've taken 2 cuts of the tree you saw me processing and laid them on the ground to kind of act as an anvil. I haven't decided to tie them together with paracord. I mean, you could do that as well, but as you see with me cutting this up, having them not lashed together isn't causing me a big problem at the moment, and it is acting like a nice solid surface to prevent the wood I'm cutting from, you know, just impaling into the mud beneath.
What I'm discovering here, by the way, is that the baton that I'm using to hit this is getting increasingly mashed by that kind of choil that goes up and out there. You can see this. Look, my baton is getting kind of mashed by that because I keep hitting in that area. So I guess I need to adjust that a bit. Adjust where I'm hitting, or yeah, let's see. It's fine when you're hitting the end of the blade. It's when you have to hit the back, which is when you make your way through the very big first run in the log. I hope you're getting this in terms of a viewing angle, but maybe I'll just make it a little bit deeper here. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. Right, this is a tough one, got loads of knots in it. I'm going to try and locate the blade, the point closer to the actual trunk of the wood. Yeah, much better idea. It's not going through it like butter, but then I haven't sharpened this MTech since I got it, and it didn't come exactly super factory sharp, so I'll put a better edge on it after I've done this. But once I get back home, let's take that one. Don't think this fallen tree's long dead by the look of it. It'll be interesting to see how it goes in terms of fire. right heavy knot here in this. Just give it a bit of welly, and it goes away. Now if you can see that, there's that knot. It's quite heavily bowed out the wood there. So I'm just going to put a point on the end of these. Here's one I did earlier, and there we go. Got a bit protruding out of there. I'll have to make sure I don't go down deeper than that. Yeah, and then hopefully we'll have something to use for cooking over the fire here with the Yugoslavian pot. So I'm just cutting these points down here using the trusty MTech. I don't know why I'm calling it the trusty MTech. You know, half of the reason why I've got it out here is to see how effectively it's going to perform, so it's kind of really not very trusty at all. But we'll see. Just want a basic point on that so I can stick that into the dirt. That's 2 done. That nice thick spine on this gives you a good, you know, power assist with your thumb. It's pretty good. There we go. Got another point on there. You know, I'm not making them like the most impressive points in the world, just enough to go into the ground. That should do. Okie doke, so we've got 4. Thought I might use some of these cuts that I've made already to see if I can get some curls out of them, some feather sticks using this MTech. So let's have a go. Maybe. There we go. I don't think I've got the sharpness on this, to be honest.
So, what's the MTech like at getting a spark to be generated off a ferrule rod or a fire steel? Here's a couple of shots I've got here at, striking down on cotton wool. You can see that it's pretty good at doing that. But these number of attempts I've had with this very marginal wood have not been successful really at getting the fire going. So I've also got some baddest bee fire fuses, which I've got from Heine Haynes.
Which looks like that. Basically, you just pick this apart. Get it all pulled out there so that you've got enough surface area to hit a spark onto. There we go. Pocket bellows, if I need one. I don't think I do need a pocket bellows. I think it looks like it's going to catch on its own. I've got pretty rubbishy wood evidently, a combination of green wood and wood that's quite heavily damp. I've tried to get stuff that's been off the ground, but you know, we're in Scotland here. It's almost impossible to find wood that's entirely dry, so but I think we're in business now. It's always the way that wherever you set up, you end up finding that the wind is taking the smoke into your eyes, even when you thought there was no wind.